जयो गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी यमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतोत्तर श्रीमद् शीलाबाई चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि हरि
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनो शलाकया चक्षुरुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं शग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथार्नितं तं सजीवं चाद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादं सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च Namo Yong Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Mate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pachatirishwatarine Vanchakalpataru Vashindubhyaye Vacha Patidanang Bhavonebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5. We enter chapter 5. Title of this chapter, The Glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. And today we are starting from text 21, if I'm right. Right, Rasina Mata?
Yes, Prabhuji. We are on 21.
So we are hearing about Lord Balaram and who is Lord Balaram, and then it came to the pastimes. With that, the Balaram came as Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Then we hear about the Chintamani Bhumi. So this is like a touched on lands. Then also we hear about Kalpa Briksha, the desired tree, all details. So today we are hearing in a connecting way. Premonetre Dakatar Sharup Prakash Gopa Gopi Shange Jaha Krishna Vilas. Excuse me. Rachana Mata, translation, please.
Yes, but with the eyes of love of Godhead, one can see its real identity as the place where Lord Krishna performs his pastime with the cowherd boys and cowherd girls.
So it was his very before a mention talking about whom? That but with the eyes of love of God, one can see its real identity as the place where Lord Krishna performed his pastimes. So those the devotee, those devotees is ultimately can see Lord Krishna, his pastimes with the gopis and with a other associate. By that we need a specifically eyes, and the specifically eyes meanings is talking about over here Premonetra. Premonetras is the eyes of love. You know, when you see to Lord Krishna's pastime, you see through the eyes of the love. So just if you go a little bit of background. So that background we can see where is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioning about Lord Nityananda Prabhu. The Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is that Balaram, and who came to perform a various pastimes with Lord Krishna. Now the devotee of Lord Krishna, those are not only a normal devotees, those are the very close associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They can understood the pastimes with gopis in Vrindavan Dham. So we discussed before that. So the next verse, which verses ultimately are having a connecting, having a giving some linking method to Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Chinta mani pakarashadama shukalapa vriksha laksma briteshu shurabhir abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrashata sambrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So this verse are ultimately reciting by Lord Brahma to Lord Krishna. Let's hear the translation. Radha Mata, if you have the books and if it is possible, could you read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, whose tending cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune.
Mata, could you read the first paragraph?
Yes. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is a verse from the Brahma Samhita 5. This description of the abode of Krishna gives us definite information of the transcendental place where not only is life eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, but there are ample vegetables, milk, jewels, and beautiful homes and gardens tended by lovely damsels who are all goddesses of fortune. Krishna Loka is the topmost planet in the spiritual sky, and below it are innumerable spheres, a description of which can be found in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the beginning of Lord Brahma's self-realization, he was shown a transcendental vision of the Vaikuntha spheres by the grace of Narayana. Later, by the grace of Krishna, he was shown a transcendental vision of Krishna Loka. This transcendental vision is like the reception of television from the moon via a mechanical system for receiving modulated waves, but it is achieved by penance and meditation within oneself.
Thank you. So, Arindam, could you read from there?
Yes, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, states that in Vaikuntha Loka, the material modes of nature, represented by the qualities of God, goodness, passion, and ignorance, have no influences. In the material world, the highest qualitative manifestation is goodness, which is characterized by truthfulness, mental equilibrium, cleanliness, control of the senses, simplicity, essential knowledge, faith in God, scientific knowledge, and so on. Nevertheless, all these qualities are mixed with passion and imperfection. But the qualities in Vaikuntha are a manifestation of God's internal potency, and therefore they are purely spiritual and transcendental, with no trace of material infection. No material planet, even Satyaloka, is comparable in quality to the spiritual planets, where the five inherent qualities of the material world, namely ignorance, mystery, egoism, anger, and envy, are completely absent.
Next also, next paragraph.
In the material world, everything is a creation. Anything we can think of within our experience, including even our own bodies and minds, was created. This process of creation began with the life of Brahma, and the creative principle is prevalent all over the material universe because of the qualities of passion. But since the quality of passion is conspicuous by its absence in the Vaikuntha planets, nothing there is created. Everything there is eternally existent. And because there is no mode of ignorance, there is also no question of annihilation or destruction. In the material world, one may try to make everything permanent by developing the above mentioned qualities of goodness, but because the goodness in the material world is mixed with passion and ignorance, Nothing here can exist permanently, despite all the good plans of the best scientific brains. Therefore, in the material world, we have no experience of eternity, bliss, and fullness of knowledge. But in the spiritual world, because of the complete absence of qualitative moods, everything is eternal, blissful, and con- con- cognizant. Everything can speak, everything can move, everything can hear, everything can see in fully blessed existence of eternity. The situation being so, naturally, space and time in the form of past, present, and future have no influence there. In the spiritual sky, there is no change because time has no influence. Consequently, the influence of Maya, the total in external energy, which induces us to become more and more materialistic and forget our relationship with God, is also absent there.
Okay.
Next, also,
I
bro.
found that that's it's quite bit. Okay,
Yes.
what we will do, because this is have almost 5 more pages for the purports. I will give you some summaries what I read it, because I already read it those. So on that summary I will give it, and then later on I would request everyone, you can read in your home. So that's some big purport we can leave, and we discuss on summaries, and then we can go through the next verse. How about that? Is everyone is agree?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is fine.
Yeah, okay. So ultimately, this verse Srila Prabhupada are explaining, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami bring this verse as an exemplary. That example are given on this verse that what is the verse? Okay. So Brahmandir Swarup, no, 21 is here. Yeah. Premo netre dekhe tar Swarupa Prakash gopi gopi sange jaha Krishnero bila. So ultimately, Lord Krishna Swarup Prakash, Swarup as we know, and also Lord Krishna are performing a pastime. Lord Krishna has mentioned that his holy dham are ultimately his prakash. He sent it, those holy places, from the spiritual sky. From the spiritual sky, he sent it that. And also Krishna Kaviraj Goswami bringing this verse, Chintamani Pakara Sadhana Shukalpa Vriksha, as Lord Brahma was saying to Lord Krishna, when actually Lord Brahma make himself to commit offenses. And he did that. And that's why he was asking forgiveness to the Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead. Excuse me. So Srila Prabhupada, in a whole purport, 5 pages, when you read, you're going to get everything. He was mentioning about it completely the material world, the materialistic people. Those people are ultimately not a devotee. So Prabhupada's mentioning many places that people are talking about a fool. They don't have any ideas, but the devotee, they knows about the Lord's planets. Chintamani Pakara Sadma Shukalpa Vriksha. And also, that Srila Prabhupada are mentioning on this purport, we'll get it. That's how we should not compare that this Vrindavan, the Bhoma Vrindavan, and not a Vrindavan. Vrindavan is in the Goloka Vrindavan. We should have our mode to go to the Vrindavan Dham and having a mode that we are in here in that Vrindavan Dham. Because we hear that, Shei Vrindavano Aji Nodiyai. Even that Vrindavan Dham came to Sridham Mayapur, Navadvip, where the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani came as form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, and Prabhupada gave the completely, more informative purport. Please read whenever you get time. Okay. Vasudeva Shankarashan Pradyumna Aniruddha Sarva Chaturbuha Angshi Turiyavi Shuddha Eitun Loke Krishna Kevala Lelamai Nijagana Laya Khale Ananta Samai. Okay, translation. Advaita Hari Prabhu, if you have access of the books, could you read the translation?
Yes, Hari Bol Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam Vaishnavas. মথুরা দ্বারকায় নিজ রূপ প্রকাশিয়া নানা রূপে বিলাসয়ে চতুর্ভুজ হইয়া. Lord Krishna manifests his own form in Mathura and Dwaraka. He enjoys pastimes in various ways by expanding into quadruple forms. Vasudeva Shankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha Sarva Chaturbuha Angshi Turiya Vishuddha. Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are the primary quadruple forms from whom all other quadruple forms are manifested. They are all purely transcendental. এই তিন লোকে কৃষ্ণ কেবল লীলাময়, নিজগণ লইয়া খেলে অনন্ত সময়. Only in these three places, Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokula, does the all-sporting Lord Krishna perform his endless pastimes with his personal associates.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So I think it is in clear. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami giving ideas about Mathura Dwarokai Nija Roop Prakashiya, Dwarika and Mathura. As we know that Krishna never left in Vrindavan Dham, but over here saying Nija Roop Prakashiya. Have to hear very carefully over here, that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami are mentioning. So if you read in a Hindi one, I think Lord Krishna manifests his own form in Mathura and Dwarika. He enjoyed pastime in various way by expanding into. Okay, so if you read in, I think Hindi, there is a mentioning that Mathura and Dwarika, where he actually appeared, form of Chaturbhuha and perform his pastimes. In a slokas, we can see Nanna Rupe Bilashaye Chatur Buho Hoiya. So that's over here we can see the Chaturbuha Hoiya, Lord Krishna are performing pastimes over there in a Chaturbuha. So Chaturbuha, as we know, that Krishna is the Jashoda Nandana Krishna and Devaki Nandana Krishna. Jashoda Nandan Krishna, as we know, he never left in Vrindavan. Devaki Nandan Krishna is ultimately Vasudev Krishna, who go everywhere and take care of nicely to all the demons. So in Mathura and Dwarika, he was there of Vasudev, form of Vasudev. And also sometimes you can see the next verse are mentioning that Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. This is the ultimate, ultimately Chaturbuhas. From there, all other buhas are ultimately manifested. There are all. And also are mentioning 18 Loke Krishna Keval Lilamai Nijogono Loya Khele Ananta Samay. So that 10 lokas means over here is mentioning Dwarika, Mathura, and Gokula. So Gokula, he was performing his pastime as a Krishna, as the particular Krishna, the son of Devaki as Yashoda.
Yashoda.
Yeah, Yashodananda. And Mathura and Dwarika, he was performing pastime as son of
Devaki Nandan.
Devaki Nandan. So that's actually Krishna Kaviraj Goswami on to, we heard before that also, that, Krishna went Dwarika, Krishna went there, Krishna went there. So ultimately, and also some places we hear that Krishna never even step out in Vrindavan Dham. So Krishna Kaviraj Goswami giving the details over here. Who is Krishna are there in Dwarika? Who is Krishna there in Mathura?
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask here,
Mhm.
remember we read three potencies, Samdhini, Samvit,
Samvit, Sandhini,
Sandhini, Samvit, and Haladini. And we read that Samdhini is the dham relatives of Krishna. So, and I ask you, who is the, for Haladini, we know it's Radharani. And then I ask you, who is for Samdhini and Samvit? So I believe for Samdhini, we have Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Am I right in understanding?
right.
So we, at least we got that answer. So Samdhini
Samvit.
Shakti representatives are Chaturviva.
Right.
Now we need who is Samvit.
It will become.
It's who is that person in charge of knowledge?
Yeah, it will come. You have to just patiently wait. We just started. So we will get all answers when we will reach to the, we'll reach to end of the Adi Leela. We'll get all the questions.
But my next question, Prabhuji, maybe I will wait. What is the role of each Chaturveva? Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and
Yeah, that's also coming. That's also will come. Yeah,
yes.
all details are there.
Okay.
What they are doing, everyone.
Mhm.
Okay. So, going to the next verse, 26.
Mhm.
পরব্রহ্ম মধ্যে করে স্বরূপ প্রকাশ নারায়ণ রূপে করে বিবিধ বিলাস স্বরূপ বিগ্রহ কৃষ্ণের কেবল দুভুজ নারায়ণ রূপে সে তনু চতুর্ভুজ শঙ্খ চক্র গদা পদ্ম মহীশ্বরীয়ময় শ্রী ভূমি নীলা শক্তি যাহার সেবয়। Translation, Brajradha Mata, both verses.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 26, right?
Yeah, 26, 27, 28.
In the Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual sky, the Lord manifests his identity as Narayana and performs pastimes in various ways. Text 27, 28. Krishna's own form has only two hands, but in the form of Lord Narayan, he has four hands. Lord Narayan holds a conch shell, disc, club, and a lotus flower, and he is full of great opulence. The Shri, Bhu, and Neela energies serve at his lotus feet. In the
Purport also, Mata.
yes, Prabhu. In the Ramanuja and Madhva sects of Vaishnavism, there are extensive description of the Shri, Bhu, and Neela energies. In Bengal, the Neela energy is sometimes called the Leela energy. These three energies are employed in the service of 400 Narayana in Vaikuntha, relating how three of the Alvars, namely Bhuta Yogi, Sara Yogi, and Bhranta Yogi, saw Narayan in person when they took shelter at the house of a Brahmana in the village of Gehali. The Prapannamrita of the Sri Sampradaya describes Narayana as follows. Tarksha Idhiri, one second, I'm not able to read.
I can read for the
Tarksha Idhuradhim Tadid Ambu Dabham Lakshmi Dharam Vakshasi Pankajaksham Hasta Dvaye Shobita Shankachakram Vishnum Dadrushur Bhagavantam Adyam. आजानु बाहुम कमनीय गात्रम पार्श्वद्वये शोभिता भूमि नीलम पीतांबरम भूषण भूषितांगम चतुर्भुजम चंदना रुषितांगम. They saw the lotus-eyed Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, mounted on Garuda and holding Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, to his chest. He resembled a bluish rain cloud with flashing lightning, and in two of his four hands he held a conch shell and disc. His arms stretched down to his knees, and all his beautiful limbs were smeared with sandalwood and decorated with glittering ornaments. He wore yellow clothes, and by either side stood his energies, Bhumi and Nila. This is the following reference to the Shri, Bhu, and Nila energies in the Shitopanishad. Mahalakshmir Deveshasya Bhina Bhinna Rupa Chetana Chetanatmika Sa Devi Trividha Bhavati Shaktya Atmana Ichha Shakti Kriya Shakti Sakshat Shaktir Iti Ichha Shakti Trivida Bhavati Shri Bhumi Nilatmika. The energy of the Lord is experienced in
Nanika, andar aao.
She is divided into material and spiritual potencies, and in both features, she acts as the willing energy, creative energy, and the internal energy. The willing energy is again divided into three, namely Shri, Bhu, and Nila.
Okay, so rest of can Rachana Mata can read.
Chalo andar jo.
Ji Prabhuji. Shloka number 28.
Quoting from
Yeah. Quoting from the revealed scriptures in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita 4.6, Madhvacharya has stated that Mother material nature, which is conceived of as the illusionary energy, Durga, has three divisions, namely Shri, Bhu, and Nila. She is the illusionary energy for those who are weak in spiritual strength, because such energies are created energies of Lord Vishnu. Although each energy has no direct relationship with the unlimited, they are subordinate to the Lord because the Lord is the master of all energy. In his Bhagavad Sandarbha, text 23, Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu states, the Padma Puran refers to the eternally auspicious abode of Godhead, which is full in all opulences, including the energies Shri, Bhu, Nil, and Nila. The Maha Samhita, which discusses the transcendental name and form of Godhead, also mentions Durga as the potency of the supersoul in relationship with the living entities. The internal potencies acts in relation with his personal affairs, and material potency manifests the three modes. Quoting elsewhere from the revealed scriptures, he states that Shri is the energy of Godhead that maintains the cosmic manifestation. Bhu is the energy that creates the cosmic manifestation. Nila, Durga, is the energy that destroys the creation. All these energies act in relation with the living entities. Thus, they are together called Jiva Maya. Wow. Bahut sundar.
is very Prabhupada gave a complete crystal clear details. I think we really don't know any more details on top of it, isn't it? That Shankhu Chakra Gada Padma Mahishariyamoy Shri Bhu Nila Shakti Jar Charana Shivay. So that means those three, Shri, Bhu, Nila Shakti, always worship, always serve to Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. So we got it. Who is Shri? Who is Bhu? And who is Nila? So if somebody asks, who is a Sri Shakti? What we're going to say? Who is the Sri Shakti?
Sri is eventually Lakshmi, but she is the maintainer of the material existence, material creation.
Right. The Sri meaning is Lakshmi, and Lakshmi also we know we call as a one form of Devi Durga. Right.
So this is a little bit confusing, Prabhuji.
Okay. Confused. What is the confusion?
So we know when Krishna appeared, then he got the help of Yogamaya, right? And also Mahamaya.
When Krishna appeared in this earthly planet. That's what you say.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's we have to mention.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, Krishna appeared on the earthly planet. He was assisted by Yogamaya as his sister. So Yogamaya is his sister. Mahamaya was not involved in that picture. So Mahamaya is the Devi Durga, Prakriti basically. Ultimately, she is Durga, right?
Right.
So Durga is Durga is external potency of Krishna, right? So how Durga? So if you look at the hierarchy, so Yogamaya is the internal potency of Krishna, and Mahamaya is the external potency of Krishna. And now we are talking about Sri, Bhu, and Nila. Now Sri is supposed to be Vishnu's, Vishnu's wife or servitor. Bhu and Nila are also, but I do not understand how they are related to. Are they related to Mahamaya at all, or how exactly these things are working out?
So, see, like Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, because all three, if you see, all those energies act in relation with the living being. As we know, Mother Lakshmi have the act relation with the living being, taking care of it. Bhu Shakti, as Srila Prabhupada are saying, that so over here one thing we have to understood that actually Yogamaya and Mahamaya is not a two different Shaktis, as even it is in a potencies of Lord Krishna, but the both persons have a coins is a one sides and other sides. So Yogamaya and Mahamaya are the same personalities, but when the things is needed, she appear with a Yogamaya, which have only a forehand, and when she take care of this living entities, giving punishment, she appear with 10 arms as Mahamaya, who have all the weapons and everything's ready.
Okay.
So that's the things are Yogamaya and Mahamaya. If we go to Brahma Samhita, Srishti Striti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Saye Vajasya Bhuvanani Vibhuti Durga. Saye Vajasya Bhuvanani Vibhuti Durga. So that's actually in a Durga, Vibhuti Durga. He have the both rupas, Saya rupas as the Yogamaya, and she appear in as a Yogamaya form for the Lord Krishna, for the devotee. The devotee of Lord, she appeared as Yogamaya. And when the people are forget Krishna, immediately the Yogamaya got turned with a Mahamaya.
So both of them are external potency?
Both are the external potential, not internal potential.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it is connecting with Lord. That's why I said is like, that's all coming from the Krishna. But because they are connecting with the material world, taking care of the living entities, and that's why it's called Jiva Maya. So it will even come more details. More details we will get.
So
Krishna
Sri
stories.
Bhu and Durga,
Mhm.
they are the different forms of that external potency. Okay.
Right, right.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. যদ্যপি কেবল তার ক্রিয়া মাত্র ধর্ম তথাপি জীবেরে কৃপাই করে এক কর্ম শালোক্য সামীপ্য শাস্তি স্বরূপ প্রকার চারি মুক্তি দিয়া করে জীবেরে নিস্তার। ওকে, Arindam, translation please.
Text 29 translation. Although his pastimes are his only characteristic functions, by his causeless mercy, he performs one activity for the fallen soul. 30. He delivers the fallen living entities by offering them the four kinds of liberation: Shalokya, Samipya, Shastri, and Sharupya.
Small purport, please.
Purport. There are two kinds of liberated souls: those who are liberated by the favor of the Lord, and those who are liberated by their own effort. One who gets liberated by his own effort is called an impersonalist, and he merges into the glaring effulgence of the Lord, the Brahma Jyoti. But devotees of the Lord who qualify themselves for liberation by devotional service and are offered four kinds of liberation, named Shalokya, status equal to that of the Lord; Samipya, constant association of the Lord; Shastri, no, Shasti, Shasti, opulence equal to that of the Lord; and Sharupa, features like those of the Lord.
Very good. So, okay, I think I just got this call. Okay, that time you guys just discuss. Advaita just discuss a little bit. I'll be back. I was thinking you guys are going to discuss on it.
Yes, Prabhu, I was.
But I didn't hear any sounds because actually some call came. It is actually very important call. So then I thought, let me take that call. Okay, so I think we got the more details over here about Lord Krishna. The very first one is at 29, verse 29, which one is mentioning although his pastimes are only, this is the things we have to understood. Because, excuse me, before we hear about the Sri Shakti, Bhu Shakti, and Nila Shakti, now Lord Krishna came in here, and also at the same times Lord Krishna was ultimately what he's doing, just for be merciful to the human being, because he created the human being, be merciful to a human being. He was doing some work, and what is that work he's doing? He said, okay, you came these earthly planets, I have some option for you. You want to take a straight road? We want to take a sub highway, or you want to take a highway? So I have all options are open. And what is that? Srila Prabhupada are mentioning over here that there are the two kind of liberated soul. Two kind of liberated soul. Those who are liberated by the favor of the Lord, and those who are liberated by their own effort. So one is liberated by God, one is their own effort. But this all four liberations are not give us that much happy. Why? Because these liberations can't take us to directly to the Lord. Even those, those muktis, where those muktis will be take us. The next verse, next three verses are giving the details by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. This, questions come, many devotees, many other people, they normally ask, when I got the mukti of Sharupya Mukti, that means, I'm getting the same form as like Lord Vishnu. So means I'm liberated and I will stay next to Vishnu. And if I stay next to Vishnu, I will not going to come back in this material world. But when we took the Sharupya Mukti, you're not going to that Vaikuntha. So which Vaikuntha you are going? Or you are getting Shajujya Mukti, Samipya Mukti. Where you are going? That's the few verses I'm mentioning next. That's actually a lot giving an opportunity that first you do this. And then when you'll come back, then again you can start from there to come back to my place, my planet. Because where you will go, you don't have to come back again. Because other than that, you have to come back in this material world again and again, again and again, again and again. No? So that's why over here, I'm mentioning that's actually Lord's plan. Because if we don't give some option, the very first of all, we are the fallen soul. We are completely full. And we don't know what to do. Wherever we see there is some profits are coming, even in spiritual life, they jump on it. Besides that, Vaishnavas don't do that, because Vaishnavas doesn't even care about the profit. Vaishnavas is always say, whatever it is, but it's only one thing we need. And what is that? Mamo Jarmani, Jarmanishware, Bhavatad Bhakti Rahitu. Birth after birth, I want to serve you. So who can serve? A servant And what is the position of servant? Always serve. And that's why we say, Aham Dashushmi. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant. Dashushmi. Servant after servant after servant. And that's the inner. So see, go to the next 1, 2, 3, 4 verse. Okay. Brahma sajujjer mukti tahanahi goti বৈকুণ্ঠ বাহিরে হয় তা সবার স্থিতি। বৈকুণ্ঠ বাহিরে এক জ্যোতির্ময় মণ্ডল কৃষ্ণের ওই অঙ্গের প্রভাব পরময়ূর জল সিদ্ধ লোক নাম তার প্রকৃতির পার চিত স্বরূপ তাহা নাহি চিত শক্তি বিকার। Okay, Rita, could you read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Text 31. Those who attain Brahma Sajujya liberation cannot gain entrance into the Vaikuntha. Their residence is outside the Vaikuntha planet. 32. Outside the Vaikuntha planets, in the atmosphere of the glowing effulgence, which consist of the supremely bright rays of the body of the Lord Krishna. 33. That region is called Siddhaloka, and it is beyond the material nature. Its essence is spiritual, but it does not have spiritual varieties.
Okay, so I think it's like clear over here that Brahma Sadhujya, Mukti, when we got, so it is not in actually a Vaikuntha planet. It's not in ultimate Vaikuntha planets. So then where it is? So is mentioning over here, it is in outside of the Vaikuntha planets. So that Vaikuntha planets, as the planet's name is, we say Siddhaloka. And it is ultimately the Anga Jyoti, Krishner Angir Prabha, as a bright ray of the body of Lord Sri Krishna. Now, I'm mentioning those people, go to the Brahma, they want to be a lean, take those all 6 muktis and they will be become a, enter on that planet. So that means is that planets is not a completely, as over here is mentioning that Siddhalok nam tar prakritir par chit swarup tahanai chit shakti bikar. That's actually the essence of the spiritual, but it does not have spiritual varieties. It's connecting with, but is not connecting with at all, because there is no variety. There is no, salvage opportunities, nothing. And there is not an aim, a certain time of period, then you have to come back. So now, Krishna's Goswami giving even in more some details. Surya Mandala jeno bahire nirbishesh, bhitore sujjer rath adi shobi shesh. Okay. Rachana Mata, translation please.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, shloka which?
Sloka 34.
34. Okay. Sorry, I am shuffling Hindi and English. Okay, 34. Translation. It is like the homogeneous effulgence around the sun, but inside the sun are the chariots, horses, and other opulences of the sun god. Purport. Outside of Vaikuntha, the abode of Krishna, which is called Pravayoma, is the glaring effulgence of Krishna's bodily rays. This is called the Brahma Jyoti. The transcendental region of that effulgence is called Siddhaloka or Brahmaloka. When impersonalists achieve liberation, they merge into that Brahmaloka effulgence. This transcendental region is undoubtedly spiritual, but it contains no manifestations of spiritual activities or variegatedness. It is compared to the glow of the sun. Within the sun's glow is the sphere of the sun, where one can experience all sorts of varieties. Hare Krishna.
Jai. So I think it's like, got more details about how the bright of the bodily effulgence and how body himself. So as mentioning the Surya Lokas, as you can see, from the outside just only the light, but inside there is a person are there. There is a chariot, there is a horses, everything is there. There is in persons. So that's how it's like Brahmajatis, they just want to enter to the effulgence, but don't want to go to the sun god at all. So we have a more 3 verses of Krishna Goswami linking with how the Brahmajatis, those people are want to get a liberations. What is their thought, what they think. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I have a small question. So in the verse 33 and also 34, it says it is beyond the material nature, right? The Siddhalok. And in the 34, purport also says she's spiritual, although it does not have the varieties of the spiritual. But what is kind of a reason or rationale, like they will have to come back again who attain the Siddhalok?
So there is actually 3 way people normally come back. Number 1, those people are go to the higher planets, not in a Siddhalokas. Below than Siddhalokas, they will come back when their bank account is over.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Purna karmas, because those upper planet, there is only the Purna. Those people are is like charity and doing the good work. So and with the right path, obviously, not only the charity can take us to go up, because the people are doing charity and same time killing the animals. The person obviously not going to be elevated there. But those kind of people, you can see there is so many people is like not is like vegetarian, and they don't do much religious, but they want to do the service for the living being, doing a lot of charities, doing a lot of activities, doing for nation, doing for this. They'll go to the higher planets. So on that, their end of their Purna karmas, they will come back again in this earthly planet as a human being. Okay. Then in a Siddha Lokas, you can see there is, when we read some books and we are reading some Mahapurusha Jivani, the life story of those Mahapurusha saintly personalities, we're hearing these persons are coming from Siddha Lokas. So because he did a certain amount of meditation, on that he was elevated there in Siddha Lokas, so he will come back, but he will not going to come back as a normal human being. He will come back and he will get a position of some rishis, some great persons with the great devotees. And by that, he will be able to enter to the Lord's planets in next lifetimes. So that's how, after they lean in the Brahmajatis and go to the Siddha Lokas, they come back, because when they will see there is not a variety of spirituality. Variety meanings, when you are seeing is like, we talked in the before also, there is some place where you cannot see sun for 6 months, or you cannot see dark for 6 months. Is it that life is enjoyment too? 1 day, 2 days is really enjoyable, but day of 3 is completely make you headache, and is completely different. So that's why they have to take artificial help to make their houses are dark. Even outside is like completely sunny. Or in when, ultimately dark in the daytime, that time also they take a help to make bright in outside, so then they can feel it is in sunlight. So now they still cannot get that happiness where by the nature, day and night was happening. The similar way in a Siddha lokas, there is spiritual, because all Siddhas, all yogis are there. So everyone is doing chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. No one are cooking. No one are doing singing to Lord. No one doing artis. So everyone is doing same thing. But there is no Bachitra, no other activities are there. So they will be bored. So, oh my God, we came here. We want to enter. Where is the many things, many colorful things take place. They will come back here again, and they will fulfill. Okay.
And
Okay,
also, Prabhuji, Brahma Jyoti has only one element, Satya. There is no Chit and Anand.
Okay. So that means what I got, like the essence is from Siddhalok, the Siddha yogis will come back to fulfill the main element of like devotional service, and then Chit Ananda.
Right. Yes.
Okay, that's the reason. Okay. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Wonderful.
Okay, so we can go to the next verse. Okay, Brajradha Mata, you want to read the next verse in Sanskrit?
"36th verse, right, Prabhu?"
35.
Oh, 35. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
this
so
is one
sorry.
of my, favorite verse of mine.
Yeah. Kama Dvesha. One second. I think I have to go get my eyes checked.
Eyeglasses.
Yeah, because actually it's all appearing little this.
Yeah. She is like me, also need that glasses. Otherwise, I also have difficulties.
Yeah. कामद्वेषात् भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्तेश्वर मनः आवेश्य तदगं हित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गतः.
Translation.
Translation: as through devotion to the Lord one can attain his abode, many have attained that goal by abandoning their sinful activities and absorbing their minds in the Lord through lust, envy, fear, or affection. Purport: as the powerful sun by its glowing rays can purify all kinds of impurities, so the all spiritual personality of Godhead can purify all material qualities in a person he attracts. Even if one is attracted by Godhead in the mode of material lust, such attraction is converted into spiritual love of Godhead by his grace. Similarly, if one is related to the Lord in fear and animosity, he also becomes purified by the spiritual attraction of the Lord. Although God is great and the living entity small, they are spiritual individuals, and therefore as soon as there is reciprocal exchange by the living entity's free will, at once the great spiritual being attracts the small living entity, thus freeing him from all bondage, from all material bondage. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, 30th verse.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada also gives very, very nicely over here. So, as you know, by serving devotionally to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain his abode, right? But there is a many also attain by goal of abandon their sinful activities. So, if we ask, really, a sinful activity is a papa karma? By doing the papa karma, how come one person can abode to the Lord's planets? Always can that questions come. We all know. By sinful activities, ultimately we go to the hell. Now over here saying that Kama deshat bhayat snehat. Kamaha is a papa karma. How? How it is possible? We can see it is possible. That Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. There is a great personalities who was is ultimately doing the servant to the Kamadeva. By serving to Kamadevas, he actually got the path. And he was a great, great personalities. And people known him as a great lover devotee who achieved Krishna. And who is that personality's name? Is a king's son.
What was the question, Prabhuji?
I said, by the lust, how we can achieve to the Lord. So there is a proved in one person who was very attracted of the lust. And he is a son of king. And by that lust, actually, he achieved Krishna. What is that person's name?
Ajamila.
Ajamil?
Then
No,
Billamangala.
Ajamil have a namabhash. Ante Narayana Smitihi.
Oh, okay. Same thing with Billamangala also, I think.
Yes. Billamangal Thakur.
Okay.
That's the person. Is the Billamangal Thakur, because of his lusty desire, he reached to the Chintamani's house, who was a dancer, who was a Raja Nartaki. And see the lust, even how much the lust actually completely, conduct his mind. He don't know how to cross the river. He crossed the river with one death body. And he thought that death body is not a dead body. It is actually a log, a piece of wood. He want to cross the wall, want to go to the first floor. He hold it, a snake. He thinking, this is a rope. And Chintamani, when he went there, and Chintamani can feel very bad smell coming from his body, because he grabbed the death body, and the death body are rotten. So they're completely, those smell in his whole clothes. So then when Chintamani asked, that time he mentioned, oh, I got a root. Oh, you actually kept me for one big rope. I catch that. And Chintamani said, really, I didn't get anything, but let me go and check. Come. And she show him, it is a snakes. Then she said, okay, let's go to the river. Because he actually tied that log. He said, when I'll come back, I have to cross back to the river. So he tied it up that log. He thought the log. And then when Chintamani went, and Chintamani saw, it is actually not a log, it is a dead body. So that time Chintamani said, how much affection you have for lust. If that affection can goes to Lord Krishna, you will achieve him, no doubt about it. So by that lust also Billamangal Thakur entered to Krishna's abode. Right? Then that's Kamad. Deshad. Deshad means an enemy. Who is the persons of the enemy who was entered aboard of Lord Krishna?
Entered, right? It is did not merge.
Right. It's not merge.
Because most of the bad people who was killed by Krishna, they merged into Krishna's body.
Right. But this we're talking about, they are not merged. They take pastimes, they take Leela.
Jai Vijay.
Yes, Jai Vijay. We know whole pastimes of Jai Vijay. That's the Deshats. Because Jai Vijay doesn't merge to Lord Krishna. They go back to their service position.
Yes. Shishupal was merged.
All demons.
Kamsa was
Kamsa's merged.
Yeah.
All. Bakashu, Rakashu. So all are there. Now, Snehad, by showing a love, entered to the Krishna lok.
The devotees at Nimisharanya. Not the devotees, the wives of the sadhus at Nimisharanya. Probably they.
The wife of sadhus, Naimisharanya.
Nimisharanya, I am probably misplacing the people.
Uh-huh. You mean the Brahmana Pratni in Vrindavan?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Brahmana, the wives of the Brahmanas in Vrindavan.
The wives of the Brahmanas.
Yeah.
Yes. By the saying, by the snehas, when the Brahmanas, even Krishna Krishna doesn't come. When Brahmanas was performing a yajna, Krishna sent his friend, go and ask some fruits, we are hungry.
Yes.
And Brahmana said, you guys are disturbing us a lot. And they came back with empty-handed. Then Krishna said, why did you ask? He said, oh, we asked to the Brahmanas. He said, you asked the wrong position, wrong person. You go and ask to Brahmana Patnis. They went, they asked Brahmana Patnis, and Brahmana Patnis, whatever is available in their home, everything they gave it. Oh, take it. Krishna's hungry. Take it all. Sneha. Right? And then, Kama, Desha, Na Bhaya. Scared. Who enter by scare to the abode of Lord Krishna?
Any hint, Prabhuji? Bhaya. And he entered, he was scared of Krishna, or he was scared of something else?
He could be scared of Krishna, could be scared of Maya.
Scared of Maya. Okay.
Prabhuji, what was the question?
The question is, we got Kama, we got the by lusty person entered as Nilamangal Thakur, we got the Deshwas, we got Jai Vijay, we got a Snehad as a wives of Brahmana. Now there is one is left is a Bhayat. Bhayat is the scaredness.
Kams was in fear.
He merged to Krishna. This is not a merging. He entered aboard. He is serving there, Lord Krishna.
Then Hiranyakashipu.
Same thing.
No? Okay. कौन डर रहा था कृष्ण से?
Yes, कौन डर रहा था? Kalia snake.
No, उसका तो लिबरेशन नहीं हुआ, वो कहीं और जाके बस गया.
अभी भी है.
Okay.
हाँ, अभी भी है कालिया. तो कौन इतना डर रहा था प्रभु जी?
Yeah, that's the quiz.
Bali Maharaj, no, Bali Maharaj also is not Vaikuntha.
Bali doesn't actually did the buyers because he's not scared.
He's not scared.
He was, oh my God, I will do everything.
That's very interesting. Bhayad. Give a small clue. Fear of Maya or fear of Krishna?
Fear. कौन डर रहा था? हाँ, शकुनी. पर शकुनी का कुछ हुआ.
Shakuni Mama, no. Shakuni to kabhi, he never even scared at all. He's the master plan because he want that actually Kauravas have to be destroyed. His plan also not to help Kauravas, but he take Kauravas position to do all kind of bad things. So then Krishna will come on the position and make fight and destroy them all. And that's his desire also, to they get destroyed.
Yeah. So.
Arindam, bolo. Please.
I am sure that I have heard this story, but trying to.
Prabhuji, it was during Krishna Leela time only. not in other avatar.
Yes.
Oh, Krishna Leela. Hmm.
Radharani's relatives. No.
Gajendra? No.
Gajendra.
Gajendra was not, yeah, I think Gajendra was not scared of Krishna or Maya, right?
No, he was scared of dying, no? So, yeah, I was
Actually,
thinking.
the answer is a Gajendra.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because of his fear, he fight until when he can, and then he said, "Oh no, only the persons who can save me. That's the
Very
Lord."
nice.
ये मेरा आंसर नहीं है,
But-
ये मेरे
but-
हस्बैंड का आंसर है.
But Gajendra is the substitute answer actually.
There is an original answer.
The original answer is Ugrasya King Paurashaha.
Not aware of it.
What
Ugrashen.
is that, Prabhu?
Ugrashen. Oh, okay. Conscious
Ugrashen. Conscious grandfather.
grandfather.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, he was in fear of Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, he was not a fear of Krishna. He's serving by fear of Krishna because he was fear of Kamsa.
Ah, out of fear he was serving.
Out of fear, he's serving Krishna. And Kamsa sees like, because in the house of Kamsa, he can't worship Krishna. But he worshiped Krishna hiddenly. Every single minute he was inviting Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam had that verse. I couldn't remember that verse.
Matlab Prabhuji, father was fearing from son, right?
Father's was not a fear from son. Father was fear from the energies, the bad energies. Because he knows the Kamsa is not his son.
I mean, he knows Kamsa was not son.
Mhm. He knows Kamsa was a demon. And the whole long big pastimes are in the background. We are not entering there. Ugrasen are the ultimate, but at the same times in the Bhayat, Gajendra also are there. So this both answer are the right, and then they enter aboard Krishna and serving him. So we can see is over here Kamad, Deshat, Bhayat, Snehat. These four kind of personalities also can attain his abode. And also there is actually many of the pastimes are there. If we read the Puranas, we'll get so many. But maximum we'll get is like some places they stuck, but they didn't enter. So these people, they enter to the Lord's planets. As we can see, Vishwamitra want to make a completely, Vishwamitra want to send his disciple to directly to the heaven, right? And then from the heaven, they pushed him down. And then Vishwamitra make completely one new planet. Did you remember anyone? What is that planet name? And for whom Vishwamitra make? Is that planet still is there?
He made a planet for Trishanku.
Yeah, Trishanku Shargaha. The Vishwamitra make planet for Trishanku. He sent Trishanku because Trishanku have the desire to enter to the heavenly planet without dying in this material body. And Vishwamitra said, don't worry, I have power. My power will, take you enter to the heaven. The whole pastimes are there, So, but those are not a abode of Krishna. So that's why those stories also is like become a bias. He made complete planets, was it not about them? Krishna. But those are, we can get it from there. Any addition?
And Prabhuji, Sugriva also was scared of like because of some need that he helped Lord Rama, right?
Yeah, Sugriva's helped Lord Rama, but he didn't enter to Lord Krishna's planet to serve him.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like similar of Vibhishan also. Yeah, but they didn't enter. Okay, now next verse. Who want to read Rachana Mata? Jadirinang Priya
Okay,
Ancha.
Prabhuji. Yata, oh, that's the one, no, Prabhuji?
36.
36.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yada yada arinam priyanam cha pranayam
Prapya.
prapyam prapyamekam evo ditam tad brahma krishna yorekayat kirana nar kopama jushoho.
All right. Jadarinam Priyanancha Prapyameka Mibyoditam Tad Brahma Krishnayo Rikat Kirana Kopa Ma Juaha. Translation, please.
Yes,
And
Prabhuji.
first paragraph of purport.
Okay, translation. Whether it has been stated that Lord's enemies and devotees attain the same destination, this refers to the ultimate oneness of Brahman and Lord Krishna. This may be understood by the example of the sun and the sunshine, in which Brahman is like the sunshine and Krishna himself is like the sun. Purport. This verse is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.278 of Srila Rupa Goswami, who further discusses this same topic in his Laghu Bhagavata Amritam Purva 5.41. There he refers to Vishnu Purana 4.15.1, where Maitre Muni asked Parashar in regard to Jaya Vijaya how it was that Hiranyakashipu next became Ravan and enjoyed more material happiness than the demigods, but did not attain salvation. Although when he became Shishupala, quarreled with Krishna and was killed, he attained salvation and merged into the body of Lord Krishna. Parashar Muni replied that Hiranyakashipu failed to recognize Lord Narsimha Dev as Lord Vishnu. He thought that Narsimha Dev was some living entity who had acquired such opulences by various pious activities. Being overcome by the mood of passion, he considered Lord Narsimha Dev an ordinary living entity, not understanding his form. Nevertheless, because Hiranyakashipu was killed by the hands of Lord Narsimha Dev, in his next life he became Ravan and had proprietorship of unlimited opulence. As Ravan, with unlimited material enjoyment, he could not accept Lord Ram as the personality of Godhead. Therefore, even though he was killed by Ram, he did not attain Sayujya or oneness with the body of Lord. In his Ravan body, he was too much attracted to Ram's wife Janaki, and because of that attraction, he was able to see Lord Ram. But instead of accepting Lord Ram as an incarnation of Vishnu, Ravan thought he was an ordinary living being. When killed by the hands of Ram, therefore, he got the privilege of taking birth as Shishupal, who had some immense opulence that he could think himself as the competitor to Krishna. Although Shishupal was always envious of Krishna he frequently uttered the name of Krishna and always thought of the beautiful features of Krishna. Thus, by constantly thinking and chanting of Krishna, even unfavorably, he was cleansed of the contamination of his sinful activities. When Shishupal was killed by the Sudarshan Chakra of Krishna as an enemy, his constant remembrance of Krishna dissolved the reaction of his vices, and he attained salvation by becoming one with the body of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Brajrada Mata, could you read the next two paragraphs?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have to, 1 second. From this incident, right?
Yeah.
That paragraph? Yeah.
Yeah.
From this incident, one can understand that even a person who thinks of Krishna as an enemy and is killed by him may be liberated by becoming one with the body of Krishna. What then must be the destination of devotees who always think favorably of Krishna as their master or friend? These devotees must attain a situation better than Brahmaloka, the impersonal bodily effulgence of Krishna. Devotees cannot be situated in the impersonal Brahman effulgence into which impersonalists desire to merge. The devotees are placed in Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka. This discussion between Maitreya Muni and Parashara Muni centered on whether devotees come down into the material world in every millennium like Jaya and Vijaya, who were cursed by the Kumaras to that effect. In the course of these instructions to Maitreya about Hiranyakashipu, Ravana and Shishupal, Parashara did not say that these demons were formerly Jaya and Vijaya. He simply described the transmigration through 3 lives. It is not necessary for the Vaikuntha associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to come to take the roles of his enemies in all the millenniums in which he appears. The fall down of Jaya and Vijaya occurred in a particular millennium. Jaya and Vijaya do not come down in every millennium to act as demons. To think that some associates of the Lord fall down from Vaikuntha in every millennium to become demons is totally incorrect. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has all the tendencies that may be found in the living entity, for he is the chief living entity. Therefore, it is natural that sometimes Lord Vishnu wants to fight, just as he has the tendency to create, to enjoy, to be a friend, to accept a mother and father, and so on. He also has the tendency to fight. Sometimes important landlords and kings keep wrestlers with them whom they practice mock fighting, and Vishnu makes similar arrangements. The demons who fight with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the material world are sometimes his associates. When there is a scarcity of demons and the Lord wants to fight, he instigates some of his associates of Vaikuntha to come and play as demons. When it is said that Shishupal merged into the body of Krishna, it should be noted in this case, he was not Jaya or Vijaya, he was actually a demon. In his Prihad Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami has explained that the attainment of salvation by merging into the Brahman effulgence of the Lord cannot be accepted as the highest success in life, because demons like Kamsa, who were famous for killing Brahmanas and cows, attain that salvation. For devotees, such salvation is abominable. Devotees are actually in a transcendental position, whereas non-devotees are candidates for hellish conditions of life. There is always a difference between the life of a devotee and the life of a demon, and their realizations are as different as heaven and hell. Demons are always accustomed to being malicious toward devotees and to killing brahmanas and cows. For demons, merging into the Brahman effulgence may be very glorious, but for devotees, it is hellish. A devotee's aim in life is to attain perfection in loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who aspire to merge into the Brahman effulgence are as abominable as demons. Devotees who aspire to associate with the Supreme Lord to render him transcendental loving service are far superior.
Beautiful. Srila Prabhupada gave really beautiful purport, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very sweet.
So, as we hear about, Prabhupada are giving about the story discussed with Maitreya Rishi and Parashar Muni. So, on the last paragraph, we hear the Srila Prabhupada declare over here, those people are thinking to enter to Brahmajatis are the ultimate destiny. Those people are, excuse me, are completely full. Because he mentioned in destiny, ultimately over here is mentioning, what is that? Or the is mentioning those are spared to merge into the Brahman Aphrodisians are as. So this word normally, if you say, they are as like same as like Asuras. As the Asuras, we don't really respect Asuras, right? The same time said like who's just going to the Brahmajatis, we can't respect those persons. They are same like Asuras.
It is practical actually, Prabhuji.
It is practical, right?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people who, okay, I must say it's probably a little bit of extreme, but who wants to become God. And when they say they wants to become God, actually they want to merge into God, right? So that their ultimate aim is to become God. And who wants to become God? Only Asuras like Ravan, he wanted to become God. Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to become God. And sometimes when I interact with those people, basically they abuse us in so many different ways. There is no God. They'll say, who is Krishna? What are you doing? You're going in the wrong path, and then they'll harass you in so many ways. There is no Gita, there is no Ramayana, there is no Mahabharata. They'll say all this kind of stuff, eventually it becomes really, really abusive. So they will be very strong also, when they interact with you, they'll try to put you down, so it's a practical that these people behave like
behave like Asuras,
yes.
demons. So if we say that abominable, those people will be very much minded. What is that? But it is true, yeah. So that's why, Krishna's Kaviraj Krishna, we're going to read it. Or is he mentioning Mukti Mukti Siddhikami Shakali Ashanto, Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Otyev Shanto. So, yeah, let's go to next verse. Toise paro brahmanana chite shakti vilas nirbishesha jyotirbimbo bahire prakash nirbishesha brahma se kebal jyotirmoy sajujjer odhikari taha paye loy. Translation, both. Advaita Prabhu, we can read the both translation.
Yes. তৈছে পরব্রহ্মে নানা চিৎশক্তি বিলাস নির্বিশেষ জ্যোতির্বিম্ব বাহিরে প্রকাশ. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, in the spiritual sky, there are varieties of pastimes within the spiritual energy. Outside the Vaikuntha planets appears the impersonal reflection of light. নির্বিশেষ ব্রহ্ম সেই কেবল জ্যোতির্ময় সাযুজ্যের অধিকারী তাহা পায় লয়. That impersonal Brahma effulgence consists only of effulgent rays of the Lord. Those fit for Sajujya liberation merge into that effulgence.
So now, see over here is quoting from Brahmanda Puran, a beautiful verse that who goes to that Siddhaloka, means that Siddhaloka, the Brahmajati. Siddha lokastu tamasha pare jatra vasantihi Siddha brahma sukhe magna dattasya harina hataha. Siddha lokastu tamasha pare yatra vasantihi Siddha brahma sukhe magna dattasya harini hataha. Arindam, translation. And Rita can read the purport.
So this text
39.
39, yes. Verse 39, translation. Beyond the region of ignorance, the material cosmic manifestation, lies the realm of Siddhaloka. The Siddhas reside there, absorbed in the bliss of Brahman. Demons killed by the Lord also attain that realm. Purport.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tamas means darkness. The material world is dark and beyond the material world is light. In other words, after passing through the entire material atmosphere, one can come to the luminous spiritual sky, whose impersonal effulgence is known as Siddhaloka. Mayavadi philosophers who aspire to merge with the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as demonic persons who are killed by Krishna, such as Kamsa and Shishupal, enter that Brahma effulgence. Yogis who attain oneness through meditation, according to the Patanjali yoga system, also reach Siddhaloka. This is a verse from the Brahmananda Purana.
Yeah. Thank you. So you got details, even more who will go to the Siddha Lokas, who will go to the Brahma Jyotis, even see those demons, they enter to the Brahma Jyotis. This is not a good place though. Okay, so we'll have a last verse today, verse number 40, because our target to finish by 8, but we are still a little late. So I'll do verse 40 and we'll read the purport and then we'll finish the class. Jai Paro Brahma Narayana Charipashe Daroka Chaturbuher Dityo Prakashe. Jai Paro Brahma Narayaner Charipashe Daroka Chaturbuher Dityo Prakashe. Okay, translation maybe Rachana Mata and 2 paragraph of purport.
Okay, translation. In that spiritual sky, on the 4 sides of Narayan, are the second expansions of the quadruple expansions of Dwarka. Purport. Within the spiritual sky is a second manifestation of quadruple forms of Dwarka from the abode of Krishna. Among these forms, which are all spiritual and immune to the material modes, Sri Baladev is represented as Mahasankarshan. The activities in spiritual sky are manifested by the internal potency in pure spiritual existence. They expand in 6 transcendental opulences, which are all manifestations of Mahasankarshan, who is the ultimate reservoir and objective of all living entities. Although belonging to the marginal potency known as Jiva Shakti, the spiritual sparks known as the living entities are subjected to the conditions of the material energy. It is because these sparks are related with both the internal and external potencies of the Lord that they are known as belonging to the marginal potency. In considering the quadruple forms of the absolute personality of Godhead, known as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, the impersonalists headed by Sripad Shankaracharya have interpreted the aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra in a way suitable for the impersonalist school to provide the Sikh import of such aphorisms. However, Srila Rupa Goswami, the leader of 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, has properly replied to the impersonalists in his Laghu Bhagavad Amrita, which is a natural commentary on aphorisms of the Vedanta Sutra. Prabhuji, last paragraph.
Okay,
So
yeah, last paragraph also. up on.
The Padma Purana, as quoted by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Laghu Bhagavad Amrita, describes that in the spiritual sky there are 4 directions corresponding to east, west, north, south, in which Vasudev, Shankarshan, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna are situated. The same forms are situated in material sky. The Padma Purana also describes a place in the spiritual sky known as Vedavati Pura, where Vasudev resides. In Vishnu Loka, which is above Satyaloka, Sankarshana resides. Mahasankarshan is another name of Sankarshan. Pradyumna lives in Dwarakapur, and Aniruddha lies on the eternal bed of Shesha, generally known as Ananta Shaya, on the island called Shweta in the ocean of milk.
Okay, got it? So now when we'll read verse number 41, it's have even more details about the Shankarshan, Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So I think we'll merge on that more discussion on the verse 41. You can also read purport. The Srila Prabhupada gave, I think, almost 13, yeah, 14 pages purport. 14 pages purport on verse 41. So when you read, you will get a more details, because in a Vedanta Sutra, the Mayavadi philosopher, they always give the descriptions in a wrong way, you know, but how, or Acharya Shiromani, Srila Rupa Goswami, on his Laghu Bhagavatamritam, he was giving the details about the Vedanta Sutras, Bhaksha, and that details actually providing on that verse of 41, Srila Prabhupada, bring all details. Okay. So is 8:14 today. I would stop the class here today, because tomorrow is a work day again. So whenever you get time, so please read the other purport, which one we just leave it. So read that one. And then obviously for Saturday, prepare text 41. Okay. If anyone have any concern or questions, we have 5 minutes to do that.
Prabhuji, in one of the purport, we read that this guna are not there in Vaikuntha. So I heard, and we read in Chaitanya Charitam, there is something called Turiya. So if the gunas doesn't work there, so everybody is in Turiya state in Vaikuntha.
Okay, now who is Vaikuntha?
So we have multiple Vaikunthas.
Yes. So that's the we have to be know about who is Vaikunthas we are talking about.
But in a broader sense, what I understood is, so primarily this world is divided into spiritual sky and the material sky, and we have so many Vaikuntha in spiritual sky, and we don't have any Vaikuntha in material sky.
We have a Sheta Vaikuntha in material sky, above, below than spiritual sky.
Shweta Vaikuntha in material
Where is a who is Vishnu, our maintainer? Payobdhishai. What is the name?
Which Vishnu is maintainer, like Garbhodakshai, Karanodakshai, then Shirodakshai? That is what you are asking.
Payo meanings संस्कृत में payo को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? Payo. Here, right? So Payobdhishai means Kshirodakshai Vishnu.
Shirodakshai Vishnu.
The Kshirodakshai Vishnu is residing in a Sheta Vaikunthas to maintaining, and that's as concerned in a Sheta Vaikunthas in these material energies. So on that Vaikunthas have the three gunas, but above than that, in a spiritual sky Vaikunthas are a Turiya Bhav. Yeah, there is not a three gunas at work there.
It's just pure purity.
Yep.
And servitorship.
Yep.
कभी पहुंचेंगे क्या प्रभु? इतना पढ़ने के बाद मुझे लगा सच में अपनी आत्मा जाएगी क्या कृष्ण धाम?
Right. Actually, we don't want to go there. Who want to go there?
No, I'm saying above that. Now the Krishna Loka is above that.
Even we don't want to go to Krishna Loka also.
We read that Krishna Loka is divided into three, right?
Right.
Mathura, Dwarka, and Golok. Our destination is Golok.
No, our destination is Golok also. No.
ये तो कुछ नया सीख रही फिर मैं. All this time I thought our destination is Golok, Vrindavan.
But our destination is not Golok, because we don't want to fruitive activities. If our target is there, our target is, what is our last name? We say Dash or Dashi. So what the Dash or Dashi's target are? Dashi's target are our destination to serve Krishna, please Krishna. Let's Krishna decide where he will take us.
Beautiful, Prabhuji. Yes.
We don't want to force him. I really don't want to go to Golokas. I am ready to go. I want to take bath as a womb of a dirt. But my dear Lord, please be merciful to me. Be merciful enough that give me that stain so I wouldn't forget you. Kito janam ho jatha tu adash. Our target to serve Krishna, please all the Vaishnavas. Take the decision. Krishna will take the decision of where he will take us. We don't want to go anywhere. We want to serve. We want to distribute the Krishna's name. That's our target. So Deva re Deva. Apne naya to kuch nahi sikha na.
Yes, Prabhu. This is actually very simple and easy to understand, because all this
it's so complicated.
It is a little bit complicated, but the easy thing is, okay, as we are servant, let Krishna decide which lok or which place I'll be to serve.
Right. Because the same questions actually came, I remember almost 1999, to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj was giving Bhagavatam lecture, and the topic was a mukti. And also he was talking for the liberation. So one brahmachari was asking, so Guru Maharaj, where we will go? We are chanting, we are serving, we are preaching. Then Guru Maharaj gave this answer. He said, who we are to take decision where we will go. Let's Krishna decide where he wants us to serve him. If he want us to serve to the hellest planet, we'll go to the hell and we'll serve there. If you want to serve in this earthly planet with suffering, we'll do that. Our duty to please Krishna, not please ourselves. Thank you, Rachana Mata.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Vancha Kalpatrubhya Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanang Pavonebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanande, Hari Hari Bo. So we'll see you on Saturday again at 5:15 p.m.
Yes, guys, Manam Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Yeah.
Thank you.